Hoyoverse hasn't released a GEO character since January 2022, the last character that they released being Genshin, which is insane to me. GEO is my favorite element, that's why I own every single GEO character, which honestly isn't that hard to do because there isn't that many of them. Did you know that even though Dendro did not come out until version 3.0, there are currently more Dendro characters than GEO characters? Are you serious, Hoyoverse? So I said, Jen, know what? You don't want to give me a new GEO character? Fine.
I'll do it myself.
I brought back the original 5-star GEO character, the GEO Traveler. I actually love the GEO Traveler. It is so satisfying stomping into the ground so hard that you move the terrain around you like a goddamn earthbender. The GEO Traveler was actually one of the first characters that I put a decent amount of investment into. Looking at her now, I can see that I was actually pretty close to maxing out her talents. But unfortunately, the GEO Traveler isn't the best character. I had put a good amount of time and investment into them, but GEO Traveler was never seen as a good character. I was asked why I did something so dumb. Why would I spend so much time on a character that was so unbelievably bad? Her burst will randomly miss hits during its duration. If you use her elemental skill too close to an opponent, it will pick them up, rendering your attacks useless until you knock them off of your rock. I felt embarrassed that I sunk so much time in this character that no one else thought was good. So I decided to retire the GEO Traveler for the rest of my time in Tevat. But then I realized that's stupid. Why would I let other people dictate how I play this silly little gacha game? I think that the GEO Traveler is a lot of fun because of her flaws. I'm not gonna lie, there is something wrong in my brain. First of all, I still enjoy playing this game. Second, I actually enjoy the fact that GEO Traveler is difficult to use. But she isn't even difficult to use in a mechanical sense. She is difficult because it feels like she is actively fighting against you. It reminds me of when I played a game called 7 Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia on the PS4. This is a broken, wonky game that feels very unintuitive to play. The auto-aim mechanics barely work, the combat is very stiff, and it feels like the game doesn't want you to play it, which for some reason made me want to keep playing it, and I ended up getting the Platinum Trophy for it. Playing as the GEO Traveler feels like playing 7 Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia. I'm doing such a good job at selling this character. When something feels clunky, it makes me want to figure out why it feels clunky and ways to work around it. And you can do that with the GEO Traveler as well. Yes, if you just press your E, there is a chance that your rock will fall right on top of the enemy, putting them on top of it, rendering most of your attacks useless. But you can hold E to control exactly where your Starfell Sword will be placed so that you can make sure that your rock is never positioned poorly. I figured out that her burst doesn't randomly miss, it's just that all 4 of the hitboxes are very close to where you initially cast your burst. So you need to make sure that you are close enough to be kissing their butthole or your burst is going to miss a couple hits. It reminds me of what a Sonic 06 speedrunner once said. Sonic 06 is a broken and unfinished mess. You can randomly fall through the ground, you can get trapped in a never-ending loop against Silver, which forces you to restart because it's no use! You can do this! Whatever this is, Sonic 06 and the GEO Traveler are both consistent at being inconsistent. Things might feel random, but there is a reason why things are happening the way that they are. And once you figure out why that is, then the GEO Traveler starts to feel a lot more fun to play. Numbers-wise, I think that the GEO variation of the Traveler is the closest to looking like what the Traveler is actually able to do in the story. By that I just mean I think that you can see the biggest numbers from GeoMC. The main character is out here fighting off gods, vanquishing dragons, conquering enemies from the abyss. And yet when you use the Traveler, you get little poopy numbers. You watch a cutscene and you're like, dang, the MC is so cool. Oh my god, how did they do that? Wait a second, you can't use 2 elements at the same time. They're hacking! My dad works at Hoyoverse, and I'm going to get you banned! I have wanted to make a lore-accurate Traveler for some time now, and I can't believe that I held off on doing this for so long just because it isn't a good investment. Just because other people think that the GEO Traveler is a bad character. That's okay. She is a bad character. Who cares? I've been 36 starring the Abyss since 2007. I have already beaten this game. What am I saving these crowns for? So you know what I did? I picked up my sack, I ponied up the resources, and I triple crowned the Geo Traveler. And after all of that, still little poopy numbers. But I am still happy with my investment, and I'm going to continue to invest in the Geo Traveler. I'm going to continue to farm artifacts for the Geo Traveler, and maybe one day I will finally get that elusive primordial jade cutter. The Genshin community often gets wrapped up in who is the strongest character, what is the most efficient way to use your resin. I think that it is completely fine to do that if that is the way that you have fun playing the game. But at the end of the day, Genshin Impact is just a video game. Yeah, you might do something you later regret. But I think that making mistakes is a natural part of any journey. I don't think that you should feel the need to optimize every resin, every mora, every talent book. Don't think about it too much, and just enjoy the game. Or it might take you 2 years to finally start using one of your favorite characters again.